Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Total Nonstop Racing League here at Bristol Motor Speedway for tonight's Bristol 150. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bob. Joining me in the booth, as always, is Joe. And Joe, this is going to be exciting. The last great Coliseum here at Bristol Motor Speedway. This is going to be a ton of fun. A lot of different lanes, a lot of different options for drivers to choose. And, oh yeah, the setup tonight is not very happy to these cars.
Yeah, not at all.
So drivers out on the racetrack right now. You see Anthony DeBarro. He's getting ready to start up his qualifying lap. So far, he's fastest on the board with a 15.256. Let's jump on board with the 27 and get you a little lap around the racetrack. Oh, big slide. You see right there. DeBarro just got real loose. Going to be a lot of sliding on exit. You see the four of Adam Stewart get loose there. Here comes Philip Scott. Let's ride on board with Scott. You have to be real calm and patient through the center of the corner. It's going to feel like you're going to want to get in the gas earlier, but that back end you feel right there just wants to loop around. As you see Philip Scott out there on the racetrack, faster than his previous lap, not fastest overall. And he goes through still 15.333, but some fast laps. As we see here, the 36 of Steve Bavacqua out on track. 32 Shane Ewing there, he was sideways. Ace House getting a little squirrely there. He was one of the faster drivers in practice. But as we say that, Philip Scott jumps to the top of the board with a 15.248. Whoa, Jamar Dumas sneaking through. Dumas, another driver, sneaky fast here at Bristol. He was towards the top of the speed charts during practice. As we see here, just about a minute left here in this qualifying session. Or a little over a minute, rather. And traffic all over the racetrack. As we see Shane Ewing putting in some time.
Man, there goes a big old mess.
Yeah, things get a little hairy very quickly.
Yeah, not a wide track.
No, definitely not wide, and it also doesn't help that if we can try to jump on board here with these drivers, this is what the driver sees. If we pause it right here, notice you can't see the exit of the corner. It's being blocked by the roof of the car. That's going to mean if something were to happen out of the corner and a car is stopped, you're not going to see it. You're really going to have to rely on your spotter to actually tell you what's going on.
You know, I didn't even think that was a possibility, but yeah, that is not great.
Yeah, very, very difficult to judge something happening out of the corner and being able to see it and, you know, getting the car stopped in time. Like right there, you saw the 36, Steve Bavacqua. You know, let's jump on board here for another cockpit view of that, because we saw Philip Scott spinning out of the corner. Did the 36 even get to see him? So as we're on board, and he does see him, but he's on a great qualifying lap, didn't want to get out of it. But any further ahead, you're not seeing any of it.
Man, this is going to be a fun race. I mean, not for them, but, you know, for us.
It's going to be great for us to watch. That is for sure. As we're just counting down the seconds and the time for the start of tonight's race. As let's take a look here at the starting lineup for tonight's Bristol 150 here at Bristol Motor Speedway. On the pole is the 27 of Anthony DeBarro with a great lap time, 15.246. Philip Scott, almost identical lap times, only 2/1000ths of a second slower than DeBarro. Row number 2, we see the 04 of Matt Schlosser and Ace House. Row number 3, Shane Ewing on the inside, Ray Payne on the outside. Steve Bevacqua and Jamar Dumas round up row number 4 with Jeremy Canute and DJ McAteer in row number 5. Row number 6, we see Adam Stewart alongside Tim Branson. Jason Shue, Samuel Andrews make up row number 7. And row number 8, we see Garrett Gleason and Robert Tripp. So that's going to be the lineup, 16 cars in here for tonight's race. And once we get everyone set and ready to go, this is going to be a fun one here tonight. Don't forget, tonight's cameras are brought to you by our friends at Track Cams 4 Gourmets. You can check them out online, trackcams22.com. So 2 parade laps here at Bristol to get the field underway. And Joe, we saw a lot of spins in practice. We saw a few spins in qualifying as well. This is going to be the last time we're seeing all 16 cars with pristine, perfect body panels.
Yeah, they would like to hope not, but
it's Bristol, baby. Definitely going to be a fun one here. Great atmosphere at Bristol. I've been to this track a number of times, and there's just something about this place that is so special. Hearing the cars fire off for the first time, it's very, very cool. But we are going to see what happens here as the green flag is out, and we're racing here at Bristol. A slow start for the field. DeBarro has the whole shot on the inside. He's going to try to power off a turn number 2 with the lead. He does. Philip Scott slots in just about half a car length off the back bumper of the 27. Side by side here for third place between Matt Schlosser and Ace House. And meanwhile, just a little bit further back, cars starting to spread out ever so slightly. Oh, trouble. The 62. And the 36, that's Bevacqua and Ray Payne come together. And we're under our first caution of the evening. Let's take a look to see what happened here. Coming out of turn 4. Watch the 62 in red just got real loose, and unfortunately for the 36, just wrong place at the wrong time. Let's take one more look at this one. This time from the roll bar here of the 62. Oh, we see the 92, Tim Branson, getting loose as well. And yeah, you did not even see any of that happening.
as you said.
So that's one of those things where, you kind of just have to hope and, pray your spotters on it by saying, hey, slow car ahead. Looks like a few drivers in the back. Tim Branson, Garrett Gleason, Ray Payne, Robert Tripp, and Steve Bevacqua all heading down pit road. Likely just trying to go down, top off on fuel. This is a 15-second lap, so Caution laps typically tend to be a little bit longer here at Bristol. So sometimes drivers even come down to pit just because it's, you know, a little more entertaining and a little more engaging than it is to stay out. Plus, the car just is going to handle better with a full tank of fuel. Another thing to be mindful here is you see this pit road. There's technically 2 pit roads here at Bristol. This is the pit exit into turn 1. And pit entry is all the way back here on the backstretch coming out of turn 2. You see the white line there. Drivers have to stay pit road speed, entering on the backstretch, following around on the apron below the blue line that you're going to see in just a moment, and keep at pit road speed. So a very long pit road, even though there's still technically 2. But just like that, pace car pulls off. We're back racing. Tabarro with about a car length, maybe 2 car length lead over the 99 of Philip Scott. A little bit further back, Ace House and Shane Ewing side by side. House may have snagged the wall ever so slightly. That's going to let the 32 of Ewing get a little bit more of an advantage. He does. You're going to see drivers try to run different lines all race long. The 47 running the little higher medium line. And you're going to see this bottom lane is going to be a lot faster to start the race. But more drivers are going to start moving up the track as the race goes on. And a lot of it just has to do with tires. If you're slower, it's easier to carry momentum around the top than it is to just run on the bottom the whole time. Whoa, Jeremy Knute gets real sideways there. He's able to hold on to it. But those tires, I'm sure, are not happy.
I'm sure the weather, though for the crowd is probably phenomenal, is not really doing much for traction for these cars.
Yeah, probably not. Let's take a look here at the weather. And you see here 5-mile-an-hour wind, 71-degree air temp, 77-degree track temp. So fairly cool. Especially with it being under the lights, it's going to be a little cooler anyway. But still, not a whole lot of grip here. Oh, the 87 gets sideways again, and trouble into the 91 across the track right in front of more cars.
Ooh.
And Joe, just like that, I guarantee you the 35 did not see that happening.
Yeah. Even if you do, he was dead center.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Let's first jump onto the roof of the 35 of Robert Tripp. And actually, before we even do that, let's take a look even better at the driver's eye camera. You're not seeing any of that. Still nothing there. Focused on the front of the car. Looking up and
yeah.
Those corners come up quick.
Yeah, there's really no time to react if there's an issue. I mean, you get a couple, half a second, maybe a second, but I mean, they're going so fast. You're already, as you talked about in practice, the tail end is already trying to spin, so you're just trying to get traction and hold on, and then there's a car directly in front of you.
Never ideal. Let's take one more look here at the 87. He just got real sideways, came down the track, tried to save it. He caught the 91. Jason Shue gets a piece. 62 able to avoid the 7 spins, trying to dodge the 87. And unfortunately, Robert Tripp got a huge chunk of that action. Looks like now Jamar Dumas on back. Went down pit road. as our timing and scoring has apparently decided to take a little nap. Saying Jason Shu is our leader. There we go. Now it's fixed. Shu may have gone down a closed pit. And in through all that, DJ McAteer, 5 laps down, did not see
he was
what
having a little
happened
bit
to
of
him.
trouble. I don't know if he's having some throttle issues or some damage issues. He was glued to the wall for a little bit. I don't know if maybe he's having some wheel issues.
So he might have just gotten caught into the wall, had a broken toe link, and there he is. But as we say that, driver's getting ready to go back green here. Lap 17 starting lap 18. We're back underway here at Bristol. Top 3 able to get spaced out. Ace House trying to put some pressure on the 32 of Shane Ewing. There's Steve Vivacqua there. Jamar Dumas just behind him, back in 8th. Ray Payne in the 62. DJ McAteer behind him. Jeremy Canute in the chat saying, lost it on my own, trying to just let the 36 by. I was on the brakes trying to stay out of the 91, and his race is over. So a tough break there for the 87 machine. Meanwhile, out front, we're getting some pressure here on the leader. Philip Scott trying to hang on to the back bumper of the 27. The 04 running the top side. That's going to let Shane Ewing get underneath of him. Ewing, you saw, he got a little squirrely out of 4. But you can almost see the way the 32's driving in. He drives in down low, kind of pushes up a little bit in the middle, hits down to the apron on exit, almost a mini diamond, as this time 04 jumps in front of him. On board of Philip Scott, and oh, trouble! Ace House involved with the 32 is Shane Ewing. And let's see what happened there.
I was gonna say it didn't look anything crazy, but just a spin around. Great save for Ace House.
Yeah, and that was definitely one of those we didn't even need to mention him. As the 04 got in, he got a little sideways that pushed the 32 up, and then just right there, just snapped on exit. And 47, I guarantee you that was another one of those situations where he did not see what was going on. Let's take one more look here. And see if the 47 even saw the 32. He definitely did. But you don't expect him to come sliding down like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he has some gearbox issues getting it back in gear.
I did notice that. Looked like it sounded like the car just shut off.
Yeah, and Robert Tripp saying in the chat that he just came out of the corner and boom, there he was. So a tough break for the 35 as well. And Scott Stewart cheering on Adam Stewart. Adam up 2 spots since the start of the race, currently running P9. And the way if this keeps up, Stewart is going to be moving up plenty more spots. So currently working our 3rd caution here tonight at Bristol. A slick track.
We're averaging averaging a caution every about I'm gonna call 9 laps.
Yeah, we do take those.
At this rate, I wonder how many cars are going to be left. I wonder also if this kind of throws a damper into everybody's pit plans.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, any sort of pit strategy is thrown out the window with the amount of yellows and, you know, just the sheer amount of chaos that has happened within these first 30 laps. 3 drivers out of the race: Jason Chu, Garrick Leeson, Robert Tripp, and Jeremy Canute. And Scott Stewart saying that Adam was up to 6th and he must have came down pit road. He did. He pitted back on lap 25 when this last yellow came out. There is Adam currently trying to track down that 62 Ray Payne, involved in the first incident tonight. Not a whole lot of damage, just that right rear kind of crinkled up. Not a very, or left rear rather, not a very aero-dependent track. So body damage and that sort of thing, although not ideal, won't be that much of a hindrance like it would at a 1.5 mile track or anything along those lines.
Yeah.
A little bit further up, this is a battle for 4th with Steve Bivacqua trying to put some pressure on Shane Ewing. That Dizzy Motorsports number 32 machine. That Shane Sunscreen team. Great looking race car. Love especially seeing them under the lights and watching them have that little extra shine to it.
Yeah, that teal is one of my favorite colors.
A little bit further back, there's Ace House trying to put the pressure on the 36 of Bivacqua. Jamar Dumas in there as well.
Bivacqua having a lot of troubles during practice. Seems to have ironed things out.
Yeah, and I feel like, too, that's just a bit of a product of, all right, it's practice, it doesn't mean anything, let me find the edge. Oh, okay, I found the edge, I've jumped off of it multiple times. Let me try to reel that back in. Looking back now, this time on board of the 36. There he is. Even the driver's suit is Peeps colors. Very fitting for Easter. As House does get around the 36. Now Dumas trying to put some pressure on him. A little bit further back, there's Adam Stewart and Ray Payne putting on the fight. Stewart up 3 spots now, up to 8th. Meanwhile, up front, Anthony DeBarro putting in work. It's 91 grabs the wall on the outside. Just like that, Joe, we're coming up on the 25% mark of tonight's race.
Flies by.
Yeah, I said 150 earlier. This is actually 200 laps.
We were close. Can't stress this enough. Watching. Math's not our thing.
No. I've told far too many people recently that I went to school for radio and not numbers, and you know why. Now DeBarro getting into lap traffic. He gets around the 24 DJ McAteer. Now he's going to put on the pressure to the 92 of Tim Branson. Branson goes a lap down. And now if a yellow were to come out, Branson would be the first car one lap down. So he would get the free pass.
TNR guys are very nice. They let the leader by.
Yeah, and that's one of those, you kind of have to use your brain and say, okay, yes, technically I'm allowed to fight for position. Is it the smartest thing to do? Probably not. Is it something that's going to make my racing a little bit harder later for me? Definitely is. So you kind of have to gauge the good with the bad, and here at TNR, these drivers are professional enough to say, okay, we're not dealing with this. We're just going to let the leader go. We'll catch him later if we can.
Yeah, I'm too petty for that.
It's all about racing etiquette.
Good luck, P2. I'm slowing down the leader because I'm terrible at driving.
As we see, DeBarro gets around Payne. There goes the 0-4 of Matt Schlosser around Payne. And Joe, just like that, now we've got ourselves a little bit of a battle for the free pass position. Payne has it. Branson wants it. Branson gets it. And Payne snags the wall.
That'll do you in. I'd say 9.5 out of 10 times. Walls, notoriously slow.
Yes, they are. Unless you're at Martinsville and your name is Ross Chastain, the wall will slow you down every other time. Real quickly, I do have to say the TNR community has lost someone very near and dear to our drivers' hearts. Johnny Williams has unfortunately lost his mother over the weekend. Just want to send our thoughts, prayers, and condolences to him and his family as they're going through this. Meanwhile, back to live action here as the 47 of Ace House still trying to climb his way back. He's fending off the 36 of Steve Bevacqua very well. A couple of car lengths separating those two drivers. This is for position. This battle is for 6th. House has it. Bevacqua wants it.
These two have been at this for feels like 30 or 40 laps at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we've gone a little over 30 laps since the last yellow. Tires aren't really going to be much of a factor at this point in the race. But if things keep up and they keep the pace that we're at right now, tires absolutely and handling will be premium as this race goes on. Especially for a driver like DeBarro, Scott, Schlosser, Ewing. Those four have not pit yet.
Yeah, would the normal pit window be for this track?
I feel like they can go probably about 120 laps, give or take, on a tank of fuel. So it should likely be a one-stopper. But I think it all depends on yellows and other extenuating circumstances.
Yeah, well, that's why I know we, like we said earlier, we were averaging one yellow every 9 laps for the first, 30 laps. So I'm sure that saved fuel.
Oh, a ton of fuel at that point. I mean, the rule of thumb typically is, 2 yellow flag laps equal 1 green flag lap. But I mean, if we're sitting here right now and we've had 3 cautions for 12 laps, they saved a ton of fuel through that stage. So, if they wound up pitting earlier in the race, they may still have to pit with about 30 to go, and that could actually wind up being a plus. They're gonna have way fresher tires than drivers who have stayed out, so I think that could be an option, especially if we get another yellow and the field gets bunched up with a bunch of different tire strategies. I think that could make some very intriguing action. As we see here, 70 mile an hour or 70 degree temperature, 4 mile an hour wind. Well, that would not be great here. The opposite.
I'd pay to see it.
We've raced in Homestead with near hurricane winds once, and it was sketchy to say the least. If you thought cars were getting squirrely out of the corner here, just wait until you drive these things in hurricane force winds at Homestead Miami Speedway. Tabarro now trying to put the 91 of Samuel Andrews another lap down.
Scott able to catch up on Tabarro.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I mean, let's take a look here. On these last couple of laps, you see Tabarro just about equal, but you see Scott picked up 2/10 a couple of laps ago. But Scott has been fastest over the last few laps.
Yeah, I mean, there was several laps ago, he was about a second behind. If not a second and a half. So
Yeah,
lots of time coming up.
He picked up a ton of time. And now let's see, is Philip Scott, he's going to try up on the top side. Scott another almost 1/10 of a second faster. And Joe, he's caught him. But we always say, catching him is one thing, passing him is another. That time, Tabarro about a 1/10 faster.
See a lot of marbling up on the top of the track there.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of that. Just a ton of tire wear, a ton of tire fall off as well. You see, let's put it this way. Anthony Tabarro's best lap. Let's see if we can't pull up the stat here.
I got you, fam.
So if we go take a look here at Anthony Tabarro, his last lap was a 16.573. His best was a 15.3. So a 1.2 second fall off after 80 laps. And all those marbles and everything like that, that's all going up against the top and the outside.
Yeah.
Now Scott all over the back bumper now of the 27.
Looks like DeBarro turned up the heat. Scott is able to hold on, but I mean, you see Schlosser is falling behind now, another second behind these two.
Yeah, Schlosser went from being a couple of tenths back to about a second back, and now he's dropped to 5, almost 6 seconds, which, don't forget, these laps now are about 16-second laps. See, now they're catching up to the 4 of Adam Stewart. We see the 91 snag the wall a little bit. Philip Scott grazes the wall there. And this is one of those scenarios where you see the 4 of Adam Stewart will jump on board with DeBarro. Stewart does not have to let the leader by. It's his prerogative. He does not have to. And if he were fighting for position especially, he wouldn't need to let him go. As Stewart leaves enough space there for the 27. He gets a little loose. That's going to let the 4 battle back. Here comes Philip Scott around the outside.
I was like, well, I mean, if you guys are just going to...
Well, and Joe, you know, I'd mentioned earlier in the race how the drivers start running the bottom, but then they start pushing up. You see right here, this is exactly why. That outside line is starting to get a lot faster than the inside line. And that's why the 4 and the 27 are side by side this whole time. A little bit of contact there. That's going to let the 27 free of the 4. And now is Philip Scott going to be able to clear as the 4 snags the wall. That should let the 99 through.
I think DeBarro kind of pressured him into moving. Either we wreck or you slow down.
Yeah, pulled a little real-life Denny Hamlin. Happened in the Martinsville race this past weekend in real life between he and Ryan Blaney. Just kind of came out of 4 and gave him the option of either you're hitting the wall or you're backing out. Well, the 12 snagged the wall.
Seemed to work.
And oh, trouble. Yellow flag. Looks
Andrews.
like the 91 of Samuel Andrews is there, and this should bring everyone down to pit road. Adam Stewart is going to be the free pass recipient, as Philip Scott ducks on the pit road. DeBarro stays out.
Interesting.
I'm interested to see. Philip Scott is the only driver who did pit. I'm interested to see if Scott pitted too early or if the rest of the field is pitting. There goes Shane Ewing also on pit road.
I think Scott had to pit those last, I'd say, 6 or 7 laps. He was tapping the wall more and more. I think his tires were just shot.
Well, it's interesting because the rest of the field comes down pit road now. We'll take a look at the caution replay in just a moment. But this is interesting. DeBarro and the rest of the field duck onto pit road now. Scott pitted a lap early. I wonder if that was considered pitting under a closed pit. Because if that's the case, Philip Scott either inherited the lead or he's going to be down a lap. Very interesting. We'll keep an eye on that. But while we do that, let's take a look here at what caused this previous yellow. Here's the 91 of Andrews. And just smashes the wall to the outside, loses all steering.
It looks like
and he's just stuck in the wall.
Looks like its passenger front tire was just up in the air.
Oh yeah, look at that. You can even see just from this angle.
I think he's just driving with 3 tires.
Just some heavy right front damage.
I feel like DeBarro wasn't going to pit, but then had to pit because he couldn't let Scott give him that much of an advantage. Like you said, it was 1.2 seconds, 1.3 seconds per lap. I don't think DeBarro wanted to give him that much speed on him.
No, certainly not, as Philip Scott is the leader, so I guess that's one of those iRacing quirks where the leader caught the pace car at just the right moment. It said pit road is open. The 99 ducked down and took advantage, and now Philip Scott is our leader. Coming up
what I'm worried?
Just short of the halfway point.
We got nice fresh tires. It's still a little chilly. They've gone 100 laps. This is what I'm worried for, the restart.
Yeah, cold tires here at Bristol are very sketchy for the first few laps. So we see Anthony DeBarro get down to the inside underneath the 99 of Philip Scott. And DeBarro's going to steam ahead. That's going to let Matt Schlosser check out beneath him as well, or at least try to. And look at that, Ace House currently running P4 with Shane Ewing back up to 5th. Oh, some trouble for Adam Stewart. What happened to the number 4 car?
I see smoke coming out the back.
What happened to the 4? Oh, got loose on exit. Snagged the inside wall, and do we get the dreaded pop? I think we might have. Let's get one more on board with the 4. 62 slid up the track. And then right there, wow. Not too hard.
Yeah, I think just something got knocked a little loose.
All right, we don't hear the dreaded pop. And it might just be dust that he's kicking up. You can see how dirty and grimy the inside of here is. So just like that, oh, more trouble. Oh, no.
You had to say it.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Big loose. What a save by the 47. Then he had to resave it to try to get off of the 62. Unfortunately, though, found himself in the wall. However, it doesn't look like a whole lot of damage. Maybe a bit of right front. Nope, never mind.
No.
There's some... Oh, no.
That's the magic smoke that Stewart had.
That is the unhappy smoke.
Yeah.
That is the smoke that says your engine is very sleepy.
Where's the duct tape? Duct tape and engine oil. Duct tape and engine oil.
It'll be fine. It'll work. It's like the 24-hour lemons.
Just change the air filter. It'll be fine.
Better intake, obviously.
Just needs cleaner air.
Back in the day with the cup cars where they'd use duct tape to close up the radiator inlet to get it as hot as possible just to make a little more horsepower. They'd purposely go out and grenade the engine after 2 laps for qualifying and then put in the race engine.
We'd love to see it.
So we're currently working our 5th caution on lap 105. It's the Bristol 200. And you can see right there, a lot of drivers out of the race. Ace House is out. Adam Stewart is out. Samuel Andrews still down on pit road. but DJ McAteer, Jason Shue, Garrett Gleason, I don't even know who that is, Robert Tripp and Jeremy Canute all out of tonight's race.
I hope he's not watching. He's going to cancel you.
I feel like Garrett and I have said far worse things to each other in the very close to 20 years we've somehow known each other, which is just disturbing to say.
Isn't it?
Started racing in the NASCAR Racing 2003 season days with TNR. Sometime when I was in high school. Alongside Jeremy Canute, Mike Tellier, and all of those guys. "20 years later, here we are still racing." And my setup has grown from a computer to an actual from a keyboard to an actual steering wheel. No, it was not easy to drive a race car using a keyboard. Watching race replays to songs like Stained, or artists like Stained and Disturbed, making those racing montages and crash compilations.
There's the FMVs or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Even down to the, made with watermarks so that no one ever wanted to actually pay for the editing software.
I was one of those. I was like 13. I didn't even know you could pay for software.
Oh, you mean it's not free?
Downloaded so many viruses to get that video editing software.
What, you mean Linkin Park-num.exe wasn't the song?
All the time. Well, I wasn't that bad.
Up front here's Matt Schlosser trying to put the pressure on the 99 of Philip Scott. Not quite able to make the move.
Speaking of NASCAR 2003, I've been looking at old video games for an old computer that's like an offline Windows XP computer, and I've been finding the old Tonka games where you could get peripherals that like played the game, like a screwdriver and like a truck and all this other stuff. And I saw they had one for like a steering wheel racing game, and part of me wants to hook it up and see if I could like somehow get it working for iRacing.
I feel like there's a YouTube video in that. Like, I feel like I want to do something with that and make an actual video just to see if we can race with it. And oh, trouble on the racetrack. Don't know what the yellow's for.
Yeah, I don't see a...
I know we saw the 91 slow. That can't be the yellow.
That was the yellow. I think it was because... maybe because Bavacqua slid towards him in that area?
That is certainly weird. But Joe, now we see a little bit of a pit strategy swap as Anthony DeBarro dives down on pit road to get himself some fresh tires. Matt Schlosser, Shane Ewing behind him, so...
Yeah, let's see if Scott answers.
Some very interesting pit ideas. No, Philip Scott's going to stay out, so it's going to be him and Bavacqua, the front row, to get this thing started. Jamar Dumas ducks onto pit road, so only those two drivers stay out. DeBarro down and away. As is Schlosser. There's Ewing.
You got to imagine that maybe Scott's banking on another yellow. I mean, we're gonna have about what 78 laps when we go green.
Could certainly be interesting. As
Ooh.
well, I found our yellow.
Ding ding ding.
Let's take one more look at the old driver's eye view. And when we say things happen in a hurry here at Bristol, there's the 28, and
Yeah. Well, at least he entered the pits.
But oh man, look at that wheel.
Yeah, it's not great.
That is cocked 90 degrees to the right, and he's driving straight.
The good news is it's not the direction he needs to turn in.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, at this point, that might actually be helpful. He just has to hold the wheel straight to turn.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's take a look here.
New strategy.
Let's take a look here to see what happened to the 28. He got real loose at a 4.
Oh.
And nowhere for the 92 to go. Not a real ton of damage, at least.
Though you would. The back of his car looks like he's been buying bumper cars with street light poles.
But as we say that, the 28 back underway here, back green. Philip Scott with the lead. Jamar Dumas here trying to put the pressure on the 36 of Bivacqua for 4th. Oh, big loose moment there for the 28. Oh no.
Oh.
And little
That's
more
those two again.
contact. And
no. Saved. Andrew's like, I've been through enough, leave me alone.
And I think this is a product of cold tires spinning out, and the back, that rear spoiler is certainly damaged.
Yep.
So not a whole lot of downforce on that back end that he's used to, maybe, since receiving all that damage. Let's take one more look at that. There they are side by side. Jamar Dumas on the top. He just got sideways, and unfortunately the 62 was wrong place, wrong time. So Philip Scott looks to answer.
Yeah, see, I told you.
Certainly one of those, all right, I guess I should have pit kind of moments.
Well, I think that Scott figured there was going to be another yellow. I don't think he expected it so quickly, but DeBarra moved up to the pack real fast, so I think that's probably why Scott was like, well, let me grab some tires.
Yeah. And I feel like, too, if we're really taking a look at the drivers still in the race, it's the top 7 that are still out there. Ace House is out. Ray Payne is multiple laps down. He's only on lap 98, so he's 28 laps behind.
Yeah. Andrews is going to move up, so that's nice. As long as he stays out, he'll move up to 10th.
Yeah, and actually, he should wind up passing a few drivers.
So, stuck it out with the damage, but was able to repair enough to get back out.
Yeah, and that's the thing here at Bristol. Even if you have damage, you are going to be absolutely miserable in that driver's seat, being multiple laps down. But this is such a long race laps-wise that, maybe you can pick up those spots. Andrews was back in, 13th, 14th place. He's 29 laps down. He's in 9th. And if he continues, he's going to pass Ace House for 8th.
Yep.
So just like that, the pace car pulls off. We're back racing. As Ray Payne with a bunch of black smoke. No, there's no new Pope. That's just a blown engine. Tabarro to the inside on the apron. He's going to scare the 04 up. And they're still side by side. Ace House in the chat saying that damage I took earlier in the race affected my car and actually wound up causing the car to wreck itself there. It just got real snappy. As the 27 and 04 are fighting side by side hard, leaving each other plenty of space, racing gentlemanly. As the 27 does slide up in front of the 4. Oh, you can fit a piece of paper in there. You're fine. So we'll slot Tabarro back into the top spot. Behind him is Matt Schlosser. A little bit further back, Philip Scott getting some pressure by the 36 of Bavacqua.
I wonder if Scott's kind of not pushing that hard. Because I wonder if he's thinking that those two are going to wreck out.
He's either thinking that, or, I mean, he may also be thinking, all right, I have fresh tires. I have fresher tires, granted by 7 laps, but he still has fresher tires than both the 27 and the 04. You know, the leaders are going to hit that tire plateau mark where everyone's about the same thing 7 laps before the 99 does. So as long as he keeps himself in striking distance, he, you know, isn't going to be too far out of contention. Trying to see here if I can get the lap differences between those two. But apparently that does not want to work.
Same, but we try.
But as we try to figure that out, Anthony Tabarro and Matt Schlosser still fighting. Only about 3/10 separate those two. And Philip Scott, Joe, just went from about a second behind, now 7/10 back from the leader.
Yeah, I noticed he closed the gap relatively quickly. So I guess he's making sure they don't move too far away.
As we see here, we'll see the lap times update as they cross. 15.6 for Tabarro, 6 for Schlosser, and 6 for Scott. 61 versus a 65. Tabarro faster that time through.
Interesting that Tabarro's still holding that bottom line and is able to pull that much speed.
Yeah, and that's one of those things where the bottom line technically is the safest for your tires. But now we see Philip Scott doing Philip Scott things and running the rim like he really does a great job with at Homestead. And this is another track where you absolutely can. You just got to watch out for the marbles and the outside right up against the wall. Schlosser still all over the back bumper. Just phenomenal camera views here from the folks at Track Cams 4 Gourmets. Even this inside camera looks so good.
I don't think you'll ever see that camera angle on a real car. They wouldn't want that kind of drag.
Right. Yeah, the closest we're gonna get is in real life is just behind the rear spoiler on the right side, where it poses no real aerodynamic gain or loss. You can also see how bouncy this track is in the corner on this nose camera shot.
You always think racetracks are going to be like the smoothest thing.
Turns out, oh no, it's like driving on the turnpike.
And not the good part.
Not the new car and truck lanes. God, there's like one person watching right now that's just like, everyone else is like, these idiots.
They'll all offend a whole state. It's like when you cross from New Jersey directly into Pennsylvania.
After the bridges, of course.
Right.
And paying the toll and, you know.
It's just immediately the worst road.
Here's Philip Scott trying to make the move on the 04 of Schlosser. There's Philip Scott, currently sitting third, the driver out of Michigan. And is Schlosser able to do anything here? No, he just kind of moves up, and that's going to let the 99 take a peek to the inside.
However, DeBarro has left the building.
Another East Coast driver here in the 04 out of Maryland. So we've got just about 3/4 of a straightaway separating DeBarro from Scott. See where your favorite driver is on the track map here. Jamar Dumas right now actually in jeopardy of going one lap down. Dumas last pit on lap 126. Same with Philip Scott.
I'm surprised that car still fell.
Yeah, he has had quite a tough time within recent laps. Some heavy damage. Back end not exactly being the most aerodynamic, and like we've said, aero isn't exactly the most important thing here, but we still see as the 27 is coming up quickly.
It might not be the most important, but that doesn't mean you don't want it.
No. We see Philip Scott hunting in the background. Scott putting in some pressure.
Yeah, he's going to be able to make up. He's made up about 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, let's take a look here. And Joe, you're exactly right. That last time through, well, as we say that, Tabarro almost even, 0.06 faster. .6 separates these two with 30 laps to go.
It's been like 4 races, and I finally figured out what Tabarro's paint looks like.
What would that be?
You know, like when you buy a TV or like a new shiny piece of equipment and you haven't peeled the wrap yet?
You know, yes. I feel like there's some sort of issue with the spec map of the car. Or it's a little too matte or a little too glossy at the same time.
Yeah. So it looks like he forgot to peel his car.
Unless it's a me issue. I know I've had
No, mine looks exactly the same.
I've had a history of spec maps not working correctly for whatever reason.
Yeah, I checked on my side to make sure it's just what it is.
Right now, a great battle between Bivacqua and the 32 of Shane Ewing, a Dizzy Motorsports driver. Bivacqua certainly had a bit of an expedition in this race, caught up in a couple of yellows. But, I mean, he's bounced back. He's currently in 5th, putting some pressure on the 32 all over the back bumper of Shane Ewing.
Yeah.
Little tap there. Yeah, just one of those, hey, bud, I'm here. Yeah, they say in racing, 1 tap, I'm here. 2 taps, I'm here. 3 taps, you're gone. As now the 36 takes a peek to the inside. Ewing shuts the door. Some great racing out here as the 36 to the inside. Bivacqua on Ewing. Ewing's going to try to battle back. 36 closes the door too soon. And there should be a yellow. There it is.
There it is.
Oh, and contact with the 27.
That is unfortunate. I wonder.
So we'll see if they are going to be passing the leader or... Yeah, it looks like they both will get their lap back. Well, that was something.
Yeah, I wonder how much damage, if any, that's going to be for Tabarro.
Yeah, let's take a look here first to see what it looked like from the roof of the 32. Yeah, I think that was another one of those, all right, you're going to lift or we're going to wreck. And well, 36 just was not clear. Oh my goodness.
Oof, that looked like it hit a tire.
That was real close. Saw a little bit of sparks too.
Yeah, I think it was a little more than close.
But yeah, let's take one more look here. On board this time with the 36. And oh, just a bit of a contact. But then he comes down. Oh.
I do borrow it.
Let's see, we're not going to see it on this side because it was the right side if there's any damage. Doesn't look like it, but it was certainly a certainly some hard contact.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, car doesn't look damaged. There's no real steering damage. It's just steering offset that you see him turn there. So I think we should be okay.
Yeah. Real close call on that one.
Ain't that the truth? This looks like Shane Ewing's going to get the wave around. And oh man, a tough break. Jamar Dumas, because of that crash. Dumas not the lucky dog recipient. So Dumas trapped a lap down. As when we go green, we'll have 17 laps remaining.
Give or take.
But we'll see here. Pace car pulls off. Field in the hands of DeBarro. Green flag is out. And yeah, 16 laps to go here at Bristol. Oh, DeBarro gets loose. A little bit of contact there, possibly from Scott. He's all over the back bumper. Another contact. Sideways goes the 27. And now we get a yellow.
That is not of character from DeBarro. It looks like DeBarro had to slow down a little bit more than he wanted to. Scott did not see it coming. They ended up doing a little bit of a bump, all three up front, and then more happened.
Yeah, let's jump in here. Out of the corner, 27 got loose. His tires are already lit up. And yeah, that was just a matter of he got real sideways.
I wonder, did he just take new tires?
Let's see, DeBarro was last
'Cause I
on
know he was in the
181.
pits.
Both Scott and DeBarro pitted at the same time. So now there's definitely a little bit of damage on the 27. And Joe, remember when we said at the start of the race that there's going to be not going to be many cars with no damage?
Yeah.
I think everyone has been involved in at least one incident now.
I was gonna say,
has at least grabbed the wall.
I was gonna say, I think Schlosser might be okay, but he also did just bump into Scott a few times, so there is also scuffs there.
No perfect race cars, and that's the way we like to see it.
The pace was solid.
In fairness,
Only by lack of you can't literally hit it.
I was gonna say, in fairness, it is incorporeal, so no Harry Hyde out there saying, "Oh, hit the pace car." See that you hit everything else out there on the racetrack. Excited for the rumors of a potential Days of Thunder reboot.
Interesting.
Tom Cruise has already said he wants to do it, so.
Of course, because he's a maniac. So I'm going to take a 9-week course on race car driving now because I want to do my own stunts.
I would very much welcome Tom Cruise back into NASCAR. Some more great quotes like rubbing is racing. Hit the pace car, etc., etc. But the front row, 04 of Schlosser, 36 of Bavacqua. Green flag is in the air. We'll see what happens next. 36 does not get a good start. That's going to hold the 27 back quite a bit, as DeBarro's still stuck on the outside, as Schlosser driving away with this one in front of Philip Scott with 10 laps to go. Now coming to 9. A little bit of contact with the wall goes Schlosser. Philip Scott trying to track him down. Anthony DeBarro back in 4th. DeBarro led 168 laps tonight.
Trying to make sure he finishes that way.
Meanwhile, out front, Philip Scott trying to track down Matt Schlosser. Got about 7/10 of a second lead over the 99.
I think the Schlosser is just such a really just a fast-paced driver in short bursts.
Well, Schlosser just ran the fastest lap of the race, a 15.27. Picked up a 10th over Philip Scott. DeBarro fastest then with a 15.28. But 4 laps to go. Matt Schlosser on the point. Lead is shrinking, but not by much. Coming to 2 to go. Philip Scott fastest that time by about a 10th. But he's got one more shot to get it done. White flag is in the air, one more lap around. Matt Schlosser looking to hold up Philip Scott and hold off Anthony DeBarro. DeBarro falling back, getting a little bit of pressure by Shane Ewing. But at a corner number 4, checkered flag is in the air. Matt Schlosser is going to win at Bristol.
Wow.
Schlosser gets the win. Philip Scott comes home second. Anthony DeBarro in 3rd. Shane Ewing in 4th. Bavacqua 5th. And Jamar Dumas comes home in 6th.
Oh, what a wild finish.
You can say that again as Schlosser trying to burn it down. A great restart by the 04 is what caused it. DeBarro held up a bit by the 36. And just kind of caught in traffic, hard to pass, and that's what got the 04 ahead ultimately.
All right, to reverse the lap odometer.
Trying to roll it back, make it easier to sell. Oh, I thought for sure he was going to just nail the inside wall there. As we try to switch over to the post-race show, we'll move DeBarro over as well. And speaking of, Joe, I believe you've caught up with our 3rd place finisher, Anthony DeBarro.
Hey, Anthony, congrats on the podium finish. Crazy race, tons of yellows. What happened at the end over there for you?
We were, I think we were sailing off to the sunset, and then 2 team cars of mine brought out a caution. So we got tires, and then I got a little squirrely, and then Philip just finished me off. I mean, I think that's twice now, the 27, and once with the Gen 4 has gone around off the 99. So, maybe next short track I'll have to remember that if I'm trying to pass Philip.
Yeah, I think so. Going into the race, now, I know, it is a crazy track. Did you expect this many cautions?
Yeah, and especially when I got in the session and test drove the car and felt that it built towards the right rear, and if you were aggressive on entry, it swung around, and then once you got that right rear pissed, like once I spun and I had no tires in the pits, I was like, I'm just like, trying to hang on here in third. I didn't have anything to charge because once you pissed them off once, that right rear just didn't come back, and it was fun from the driver's seat. I don't think I've ever been that loose at Bristol before, so it was very interesting.
It keeps you on your toes. I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yeah, thanks to Bob Garrett and Philip for admin as well too. Now I have so much fun on Mondays. Great group of guys to race with. You guys do a fantastic job in the broadcast. I look forward to. I don't know if I'll review this one. I'm a little aggravated for not pulling that one home, but maybe tomorrow I'll let myself cool off and then I'll watch it. But you guys have a great night, and hopefully I'm talking to you next week.
Sounds good.
All right, that's Anthony Tabarro, our third place finisher here tonight at Bristol. And I'm now joined by our second place finisher, driver of the number 99 machine, Philip Scott. And well, Philip, congrats on the second place finish there. Things were a little interesting throughout the race. A lot of yellows did it make it a little tough to kind of get into that rhythm just with how kind of herky jerky things were?
Yeah. I kind of wish it stayed green the whole way after I caught back up to DeBarro on that first run. But yeah, it was a little tough. There was one point where I caught everyone else off guard because pit road opened really fast, but then I got played the next time by it. So yeah, it was a lot of it's a lot of fun. It was on a knife's edge the whole time there today. It was which is a nice change of pace considering usually these setups like to plow, but yeah, Kansas was pretty good though. From what I recall. Is that Kansas?
I
Yeah,
think it
Kansas.
was, yeah.
Yeah, it was Kansas. Yeah, I remember it was kind of looser than I expected at Kansas too. So, maybe they're onto something with these new setups. But yeah, it was an interesting one. Yeah, I just didn't check up in time for DeBarro, and we were just battling so close. It's so hard to judge if he's like when he was like getting loose, and I was like right behind him already, checked up, and I tried to get in, and then he got loose again, and then I just didn't have the reaction time, especially when I'm just trying to stay close to him to try win. So I'm sorry that I kind of screwed his win, but because he was really good too. But yeah.
Yeah, and that's something we even noticed where he got real sideways coming out of the corner, and you were able to keep off of him down the backstretch, but I guess too much tire heat, didn't have enough grip, kind of got squirrely again on him in the corner, and even on the broadcast, it looked like there was absolutely nothing you could have done.
Yeah.
There was no way you're going to slow down in time to stay off of him, and luckily the damage wasn't bad.
Yeah, I think, yeah, just looking back at it, I'm watching it back again, and I just think that, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I would have slowed up in time just because the brakes were kind of cold because it was the beginning of the start, and just like, I don't even know. So I kind of feel bad about that, but it was just like really close. We were really sliding there, so yeah.
Yeah, definitely a lot of tough racing. I'm sure you have some shout outs for us, so let's hear them.
Yeah, of course, Obstacle Factory, Team Ninja Association, on my car, Scenic Fabrication Design Shop, Grips Gym. I don't know who else I have on my car. I usually go through a few, but yeah, shout out to them, and yeah, hopefully Darlington should be a fun one next week. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, let's hope we keep that up and keep up the good good series of races. So we'll chat. Hopefully we'll be able to chat with you next week.
Yep. All good. See you.
All right, that's Philip Scott, our second place finisher. And Joe, I believe you've caught up with our winner tonight, driver of the 04, Matt Schlosser.
Hey, Matt, congratulations on the win. Walk us through your race.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, it was a difficult race. The tire management was a big thing. I did not do as well taking care of my tires as others did, especially Philip and Anthony. They were definitely in their own class with the long run speed. But I did have a little bit of my only kind of chance was the short run. I had some speed there and I got the cautions I needed at the end to give me that chance, and was able to kind of move up to the lead after those guys got kind of bogged down in the corner. I was able to pass them on the outside, and yeah, just one of those lucky ones with the timing, the caution, and everything. But I feel like I had to at least stay on the lead lap. It was probably easy to go a lap down if you over over overwork your tires too much. You could end up a lap down, and then you're in trouble. But yeah, it was a tough Bristol race, and luckily was able to get some good fortune and pull off a win.
Absolutely. You were saying you were good with the short runs. We were actually talking about that in the booth. During that last come off of the yellow, you actually put in the best lap of the race of any car. Uh, were you just kind of zoned in for the finish there, or were you just pushing extra hard?
Yeah, I told myself I wasn't going to save it all. I was just going to basically run near qualifying pace to just get as far away as I could. And having clean air definitely, I spent the whole race behind those guys, so I was in some type of dirty air. But having the lead by myself, I was able to just go as fast as I could. And Philip actually started catching me with like 2 to go, and I got a little worried for a second because I really burned up the tires. But luckily, it was like a 10 lap shootout. It wasn't 20. I think if it was 20, I might have been in trouble. But I was like 10 laps. I'm just gonna send it and just get as far away as I can, and hopefully be good. So it worked out.
Absolutely. And do you feel like this momentum is going to carry on to next week?
I hope so. What's the next track?
I
we got
believe
that?
Darlington.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, definitely another tough track. Bristol and Darlington are pretty high on the difficulty scale, I would say. So yeah, tires will definitely matter again. I haven't run this car at Darlington in a bit, so it'll uh, might take some reacclimating. But yeah, always feels good.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yeah, definitely. Shout outs for thanks to you guys in the booth, and thanks to everyone who puts the league together and does admin stuff to make it happen. And shout out to everybody on track today. A lot of good racing out there. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again. And hopefully we'll be chatting with you next week.
All right. Thank you.
All right, that's our winner, Matt Schlosser, here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. And Joe, let's take a look here at the final results for tonight. Schlosser is going to get the win over Philip Scott and Anthony DeBarro. Shane Ewing comes home fourth with Steve Bivacqua in fifth. One car, one lap down. That is Jamar Dumas. Tim Branson comes home seventh. Samuel Andrews in eighth. Ace House ninth. Adam Stewart picks up a top 10. Ray Payne in 11th. DJ McAteer 12th. Jason Shue 13th. Jeremy Canute 14th. Garrett Gleason 15th. And Robert Tripp in 16th. Well, that will just about do it for us. You can join us next Monday evening right here, right around 8:20 or so on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network. So for one final time, I'm Bob.
I'm Joe.
And this has been the Total Nonstop Racing League at Bristol. Have a great night.